Here's a fact that should annoy you. The bass line on a song that won a Grammy for Living Color in 1990 was played by a guy who spent the 80s producing dub records in a London basement. Nobody puts that in the liner notes. Let's fix that. Adrian Sherwood, barely into his 20s, already a veteran of London's reggae sound system scene, starts a label called On You Sound, not to chase hits, to let dub go somewhere it had never been.
Gives us a nice dub effect. Big reverb on the AMS.
Further into noise, further into chaos, further into whatever weird corner of post-punk London happened to wander into his studio that week. And people wandered in constantly. Ari Up from the Slits shows up, and suddenly you've got new age steppers, punk singer, dub production, a genre that technically didn't exist yet. Mark Stewart, fresh off the pop group's implosion, shows up next, and Sherwood doesn't tone him down. He amplifies him, buries his vocals in echo and menace until it barely sounds like music anymore. Add African Head Charge, Creation Rebel, Dub Syndicate, a whole roster mining the same idea. Dub isn't a genre, it's a mixing philosophy, and you can point it at anything. Then 1984 happens, and this is where it gets good. Sherwood's in New York meets a drummer named Keith LeBlanc. LeBlanc, along with guitarist Skip McDonald and bassist Doug Wimbish, used to be the house band at Sugarhill Records. The guy's actually playing behind The Message, behind White Lines. That trio was the sound of early hip-hop, uncredited, and when Sugarhill collapsed, Sherwood scooped them up. They became Tackhead, dub bass, hip-hop rhythm, industrial noise, all in one band, years before anyone had a name for what that was. And that's when the influence stops flowing one direction. Sherwood starts working outside his own label, mixing, producing, causing trouble. He gets pulled into Ministry's orbit right as they're abandoning synth pop for something uglier, and ends up on Twitch in 1986. The record that basically invents American industrial as a genre people take seriously. 9 Inch Nails name check it. Trent Reznor's entire aesthetic owes it a drink. Sherwood keeps going, Cabaret Voltaire, The Fall, even Depeche Mode and Blur at one point, because apparently genre was never really the point for this guy. Here's the payoff. 1992. Living Color, actual arena rock, actual MTV rotation, cult of personality, already a hit, loses their bassist. Who do they bring in? Doug Wimbish, the Sugarhill Kid, the Tackhead bassist, the guy whose entire musical education was Adrian Sherwood's dub basement. He didn't leave that sound behind. He just plugged it into a rock band nobody was expecting it in. So trace the line, Jamaican dub techniques filtered through a London reggae obsessive, fused with hip-hop's rhythm section, weaponized into American industrial, and then quietly smuggled into mainstream rock radio through one bass player nobody was watching. That's not 6 degrees of separation. That's one guy's basement label, touching almost everything interesting that happened in music for the next decade. And somehow, On You Sound is still the answer to who, at every party I've never been invited to. Ridiculous. Anyway, go listen to Mark Stewart's Learning to Cope with Cowardice and tell me you're not slightly disturbed. That's the whole point.